good? What's poppin'? Welcome back to the T&C channel. Here I'm going to show you how to make this fashionable mask.
Yeah, let's get it.
So let's jump right in. I'm going to be using a plate to measure, which is 26 centimeters across. And then we're going to use our black marker to mark out the circle outline on our old shirt. We now need to cut it out. And once it's cut out, we're going to cut it in half using your scissors to cut that fabric in half. There we go. It's now cut in half. Voila. And now we're going to use that two halves, put it back together, and we'll be marking 2 dots. This is where we'll be leaving a gap through our stitching. We're going to be stitching across this line, but then 2 dots will be marking out where we'll be leaving a gap. Now it's time to sew. Again, these 2 dots are to remember where the gap will be. You'll see why later. So we're now going to begin stitching around the curved side. Again, don't forget to leave that gap where we put the 2 dots. Now it's fully stitched along the line. There we go. Now I'm just going to quickly show you the hole that I left behind, and you'll see why we left that behind later. There you go. So now we'll be taking the 2 stitched ends and joining them together, as you can see there. So the 2 stitched corners, we'll be putting them together and then pushing the fabric into each other. I'll show you again. Don't worry about how it looks at the moment. Trust me, that'll be the inside of the mask, so you won't be able to see nothing. No stitchings and no fraying. Now we're going to be stitching across the side that is open, and we're going to stitch across the whole fabric this time. Well, not the whole fabric, from end to end without any gaps. So now we're all stitched up, and we have this kind of triangle type diamante kind of form, and now we're going to turn it inside out. So this is why we now left a hole. So now we're going to feed through the fabric and turn it all the way inside out. Now we have our base. We are going to close up that little hole we left, and just by doing a little simple stitch, just close it up. Here's what it should look like after you finish all your stitching. Now it's time to iron your fabric flat. Just get in them corners, just make sure everything's in its place, making it look nice and neat. So now we've finished the base, it's time to make the straps. So what I did is I folded over the corners just to get a kind of understanding of how much I'm going to need to fold over, and then I used a pin to kind of keep them in place to just understand the shape and what it's going to look like, and there you have it. So I kind of used the fabric's pattern to kind of make my straps. So I decided to cut along the white straight lines, and those were going to be the base for my straps. So my straps were like 1 centimeter in width, and I decided that I was going to fold them in half and iron them so they're a bit more thinner. You can also use elastic bands or elastic to kind of make for your straps. I decided just to show you quickly with fabric. So now it's time to add the straps. We're going to add the strap to that folded section we done earlier. Remove the pin and just slide it inside that section. Fold it back over, and then we'll be stitching right at the edge of that point. Also, try and stitch in the fabric that's closest to you. Try not to stitch through both the fabrics. Once you have secured one side, go ahead and do the other side. And there you have it, your full mask. You can have the straps any way you like. As I said, you can have different fabrics. But if you did like this video, please thumbs up, comment, like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.